Imagine standing before a towering mountain, knowing you must climb it. But instead of starting, you keep telling yourself, "I'll start tomorrow, later, when I'm ready." Time passes, yet you remain in the same spot while the mountain stays unchanged. This is exactly what procrastination feels like. It's not just laziness. It's a psychological trick that keeps you from reaching your goals. In this video, we'll explore why we procrastinate, how our brains deceive us, and the proven strategies to break free from procrastination for good. Why do we delay tasks? We all have goals, projects, and tasks we want to accomplish, yet we keep postponing them. Why? The human brain is wired to avoid pain and seek immediate pleasure. Studies suggest that procrastination isn't about laziness. It's a psychological mechanism to avoid stress or fear of failure. Some psychologists argue that procrastination is linked to emotional regulation rather than time management. If a task triggers negative emotions, our brain instinctively pushes us away from it. Instead, it suggests easier, more enjoyable alternatives, like scrolling social media or watching entertaining videos. This creates a vicious cycle of procrastination, where we convince ourselves that later is a better time. But if we stay trapped in this loop, not only do we delay tasks, but we also reinforce the habit of avoiding responsibility instead of facing it. Procrastination isn't laziness, the science behind delaying tasks. There's a common belief that procrastinators are simply lazy, but research proves otherwise. Scientists have found that procrastination is deeply linked to brain chemistry and the reward system. A Harvard University study discovered that chronic procrastinators exhibit heightened activity in the amygdala, the brain's fear and stress center. This means that their brains perceive difficult tasks as threats, prompting avoidance. Additionally, procrastination is influenced by something called temporal discounting. This refers to the tendency to value short-term rewards more than long-term benefits. For example, if you have a choice between working on a project due next month or watching a 2-hour movie, your brain will choose the movie because it offers instant gratification, even if you regret it later. It's not about weak willpower. It's a mental programming issue that requires strategic changes, which we'll discuss in the upcoming sections. How your brain tricks you. The instant gratification trap. Every time you delay a task, your brain rewards you with a dopamine release, a chemical that makes you feel good. This creates a temporary sense of relief, but the relief is short-lived, followed by stress and guilt. That's why breaking this cycle is crucial. When you choose to browse social media instead of studying, your brain treats this as a small victory and reinforces the habit. Studies show that procrastination is linked to the brain's pleasure centers, and the more you delay, the stronger this habit becomes. To break this pattern, you need strategies that interrupt this cycle, like pairing boring tasks with something enjoyable, or using gradual habit-changing techniques instead of relying solely on willpower. The hidden forms of procrastination you don't notice. Procrastination isn't always obvious. Sometimes we trick ourselves into thinking we're productive when we're actually procrastinating. This is known as productive procrastination, when you clean your desk instead of writing an important report. Another hidden form is excessive research. Instead of starting a task, you keep searching for more information until time runs out, convincing yourself that you're preparing. This type of procrastination is dangerous because it makes you feel productive when, in reality, you're not making any real progress. How to stop procrastination. Scientifically proven strategies. The Pomodoro Technique. Work for 25 minutes uninterrupted, then take a short break. The start with 5 minutes rule. Tell yourself you'll work for just 5 minutes. Your brain will accept it, and you'll likely keep going. Task breakdown. Large tasks can feel overwhelming, so divide them into smaller, manageable parts to make them easier to start. How to reprogram your mind for action. Change your environment. Work in a distraction-free space. Set a fixed start time. Motivation isn't necessary. Starting is what matters. Reward yourself. Link task completion to real rewards. Procrastination isn't just your problem. It's a universal challenge. The difference between successful people and others is how they handle it. Decide today. Take one small step, because even the longest journey begins with a single step. Now, here's a question for you. What's one task you've been putting off that you'll start working on after watching this video?